Hi guys. This light's not very flattering. It looks like I have two black eyes. Anyway, Miss Shooty here. Just wanted to give you a couple of reminders as we go into Friday's lesson, which is going to be our second and final day on the Atlantic slave trade. Hopefully you guys listened to yesterday's information. That kind of hopefully gave you a foundation about the slave trade. Again, this is a topic that you can easily teach an entire semester on, that we're doing in 2 days, right? Remember, because our new unit is on human rights, this is our first kind of case study or historical example about a historical era related to human rights. Also keep in mind, I don't know if I had said this, I think I might have said this in yesterday's written recap on Plan Book, but the slave trade runs parallel to multiple eras of history. So the slave trade at its height is in the 1700s, but it runs from the 1500s well through the 1800s. So it's like 3 centuries of slave trade, right? Alongside that, you have the rise of industry, the rise of science, the age of exploration has happened, colonization is at its height. But remember, Africa doesn't get colonized until after the slave trade. So that's something that people forget a lot, because we tend to think slavery and colonization sometimes are synonymous, so happening at the same time, but that's not in fact the case. And actually, as yesterday's TED Talk showed you, slavery left Western African populations vulnerable to colonization because they lost so many of their able-bodied men. So keep that in mind. Today's lesson is going to kind of focus on what's called the Middle Passage, which is the voyage from Africa to the Americas over the Atlantic, or sometimes like the transatlantic voyage, you sometimes hear it called, but the Middle Passage is typically what it's referred to as. And obviously, we as modern Americans have no concept of what slavery was like, right? But we kind of want to try to understand the journey and the dehumanization that slaves faced to try to get as best of a historical picture as we can on the topic. So that's what we're kind of focusing on today. There is an optional video. I'll let you guys decide if you want to watch it. I think all of your parents have signed off that it was okay for you to watch it, but it is pretty heavy. It's definitely graphic. I think it's graphic for a reason. I don't think it's over the top. I think it's as accurate as a movie could be. And it's just fragments of things that slaves had to deal with in the journey, primarily from Africa to the Americas. But you're going to watch a series of videos, and again, kind of do what you did yesterday, do kind of like a written reflection. Do not summarize the content. I know the content. I know what the summary of the content is. I want to know what you think about the content. So write this in a way that's similar to if we were in person, what you'd be saying in a discussion. You wouldn't watch a clip and then just summarize it to your table group, right? That would be ridiculous. You would watch a clip and then tell your group what you think about it. So that's what I want you to do when you write these analyses. And then after the Amistad clip, which is the graphic clip, if you want to watch, I'm going to do a debrief of that clip for you, and it's embedded into Plan Book. So if you want to watch that to kind of see my thoughts on the clip, again, remembering, I think some people are more sensitive to graphic stuff than others. So if it's a little too graphic for you, you know, you're on your own time, so you can stop and start it as much as you want to. You could stop it if it gets too much. It's up to you, so I'll let you decide. But yeah, this is day 2 of the slave trade, and then we're going to have a spring break that's completely spring break. All you need to do is, if you're behind, to get caught up, but there's no new work assigned over spring break. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.